I'm Shoestring Jane, welcome to my channel. So today I've been to Lidl instead of Aldi, which I went to last week, to continue my bid to eat a more plant-based diet. So it's not completely plant-based, but I'm getting more and more that way at the moment, so I'm not making a rule. I'm also trying to eat much less processed food. So there are a few things in my shopping that are processed, but not in a massive way, kind of minimally processed, if you like. And the one thing I noticed going around Lidl when you're only buying that kind of food is just how much of the shelves you can just whiz by, and there's just absolutely no point in looking at them because they're full of processed food or dairy or meat. So it makes the shop a lot quicker and I think it is cheaper. I really just need to do a whole comparison. I need to go through all my receipts for the last however many months and see if it is cheaper. I feel it is. Today I've spent £37.53p. I don't know if you can see that. That's a bit faint, isn't it? Well, it's £37.53p. There were a few things on my list that I would have liked to find in Lidl that I didn't. For example, I wanted to get some coconut yogurt, and the only non-dairy yogurt they had was soya, which I can't eat and I don't like it anyway. There were a couple of other things, I can't think what now, but not many things. Most things that were on my list I managed to buy. So I'll just go through the fresh stuff first. I'm going to do loads of stir fries again this week. We ate stir fry twice last week and it's just quick, it's easy, it's really delicious, it's really healthy, and there's lots of different options. You can use lots of your veg up that needs eating. So the basis of that will be this sweetheart cabbage, which was 47p. The celery was 43p. I use that instead of onions, as you'll know if you watch regularly. I bought 3 peppers for £1.29. I did get a couple of peppers when I went to the boot sale at their greengrocer's stall the other day, but I'm eating loads of peppers in salads and stir fries and casseroles and everything. So I like them raw or cooked. So I bought some more of those. If I don't use them, what I do is I just chop them up and stick them in the freezer and use them when I need them. For snacking, I got pink lady apples, were £1.89. I don't eat a lot of apples. I'm never quite sure if they give me indigestion or not, but they are a kind of a good option, so I shall see how that goes. One thing that really annoys me about Lidl is that it's everything more or less anyway is completely encased in plastic. So I'm kind of aware how much plastic is in my bag, so I'm going to try and recycle as much of this as I can. I already collect anything that says it's recyclable up in a carrier bag. If they don't recycle, you can't take it with you when you go to Lidl or Aldi, but I can take it if I pop into the co-op. They have a recycling point, or Sainsbury's. I bought some baby avocados, 3 for £1.19. I only need the baby ones, I don't need a big one because then I can use one in one go. They are the ripen at home ones, so they will be slightly cheaper. I managed to buy something loose. 3 loose courgettes. How much were they? I haven't been able to write on their packaging because there aren't any. They were 76p for those 3, which is actually really good. They're only tiny, but what I want to try making, as well as my stir fries, this week is some courgette bread. It was zucchini bread, actually, is the recipe. I found, I did some work actually for a lady at the So Very Blessed blog recently, and she had a zucchini bread on her site and it looks delicious, so I really want to give that a go. So I'm going to use those primarily for that. The remainder will go in a stir fry. They had on special some unwashed wild rocket. It's not a very big bag, but it was only 35p, so I've still got some lettuce left over from last week, so I'll just mix that together with that to make some salads. Another thing they use in salads and stir fries and everything really, some carrots. They're so cheap at the moment, 40p for a big bag like that. That's really, really cheap. I bought bananas. I bought 2 ripe ones and 4 green ones because, you know, you don't want to eat them all at once, do you? So how much were the bananas? They worked out at 58p for 6. That's very cheap, isn't it? It's less than 10p per banana. They're only small ones though. I got a cucumber for 43p. That'll go in salad. So I'm going to make a quinoa salad that needs cucumber. And these are on special. I never buy these normally because they're too expensive. So I've got 2 mangoes that feel like they won't be long before they're ripe. 49p each. So that's a bit of a treat. And covered in so much plastic again. Some flat peaches for snacking. 88p for 6. And having said I don't buy onions, I do sometimes use the tops of spring onions and give Justin the bottom bits in salads and things. So I thought I'd pick up some of those. They were only 37p. Also for Justin, because he's eating more kind of processed stuff than me still, and he likes his snacks, were some lentil curls for 75p. I did actually have a bag of those last week, so I shouldn't really because they're quite processed. And I looked at the ingredients and thought, well, they're not as bad as some. They've got most of those that are recognisable and not chemical. So I recognise what they are, although they do have modified potato starch, which I'm sure is not particularly good for you and very, very processed. Oh, here's our treat. This is a treat for when we're sitting watching a film or something. Some Greek olives, 3 different types of Greek olives. They cost £2.75. That's quite a lot for me for olives. I normally buy the jarred varieties, which are really cheap, but I've got some of those as well. Again, I'm still having lactose milk, lactose-free milk, real milk with lactose that's lactose-free in my tea, and Justin's still having this on his cereal because he's just not really keen on the plant-based milks at all. So they cost 89p each, so I've got 2 of those. Onto my olives, as I say, 49p for a jar of black olives. Actually, I got 2 of those because I chuck those in salads and just snack on them, just munch on those. I got a big tub of hummus. So again, this is quite processed. I said last week I could make my own. In reality, I'm probably not going to get time to make my own. That's 99p for that large one. I really enjoyed this rye bread last week, so I bought some more of that. So that really pretty much lasted the week with some wholemeal pittas as well. Didn't use any normal bread, so that's quite good. 95p for that. It's really good, solid, and I find I only need 1 slice. It's so dense, it fills you up. My treat, another treat. I bought some wine. So I should be not drinking wine, but you know, I still want a glass of wine. I'm still having a glass of wine. I did look in Lidl to see if they had any organic wine because I thought, well, if I'm going to buy it, let's buy organic wine. They only had organic red wine, and I don't drink red wine, so I bought Chardonnay, non-organic Chardonnay. It was only £2.99 though. I was amazed. I thought it was more than that. I just picked one up. I didn't really look at the prices that much. So that's just really, really a cheap sort of treat. I hope it's not disgusting. Although actually I think I've had it before, that one. I think I have had that one before and it was fine. I thought I would try this Barista Oat Milk. So again, you know, you can't say this is unprocessed. It says it's carbon neutral, plant-based and barista standard. But in order to be barista standard, as far as I can tell, they add rapeseed oil and some other sort of minerals and things. So, you know, it is processed. So I think that's the only way to go there. I bought the normal oat milk from which only had 2 ingredients, I think, in it from Lidl last week, and it wasn't really very nice. It's just very watery, and this is really nice whizzed up in my coffee or just on muesli. So, oh yes, I forgot to say the price of those, £1.39 each, so quite considerably more than the milk. But I think that says a lot about our dairy industry, that they can produce a carton of milk that's processed to get rid of the lactose for 89p. That is very, very cheap. The only meat that I've bought is for Archie and also the cats. They like a bit of ham, £1.59 for a big thing of ham. They'll get through that. As I said before, I buy that instead of treats a lot of the time for Archie, and also put it on top of his biscuits, and it makes him eat them because he's so fussy. £1.49 for some 85% cocoa dark chocolate, so that's good. I didn't really have a lot of sugar cravings last week. I was surprised at that, but when I did, I just had a couple of squares of dark chocolate and that did the trick. And it's supposed to be really good for you, isn't it? Full of antioxidants and things. I bought lots of nuts again. So cashew nuts, I'm using those in nut roasts. I use them on salads. I snack on them. I use them toasted on stir fries, and I'm going to do that again this week. I bought some of my red bush tea. So I'm trying to not drink so much tea. I'm drinking a lot more water. I have one coffee a day and that's it. I have one cup of tea with caffeine in it and that's it. The rest of the time it's decaffeinated, but I'm kind of aware, I don't know what they do to tea bags to make it decaffeinated, but I'm aware it's probably not that good. So red bush tea is the way to go. I'm trying to drink more of that. I really wanted some rice noodles to go with our stir fries, but they didn't have any, so these are not vegan. I'm not being vegan, so it doesn't really matter that much, but I would have preferred to have rice noodles. I got the medium egg noodles for 59p. Nearly out of those. If not, I have brown rice with my stir fries. More nuts, a mixed bag this time, 169. Get rid of some of these down there, shouldn't I? And for a change, and because Mr. Shoestring, Justin, requested them, I got some Brazil nuts. They were 185. So walnuts are still the most expensive of all of the nuts that I've bought so far. I don't know why that is. Anyone know why that is? These are nice for salads. So pickled cornichons. So again, they're slightly processed, but you can see what they are. They're basically in vinegar with some spices and like mustard seed and peppers and things. So they're minimally processed. They were 165, and that's a really large jar. Another one of black olives, because I use so many of these. Chopped tomatoes, 28p a can. Get there in the end. I got some more chickpeas because I've used nearly all of ours up. They were 33p. I did want another tin of lentils, but they don't sell those in Lidl. I wish I'd bought some more from Aldi last week because they do a much better variety of pulses in cans. I bought peach slices in grape juice, mainly for Justin, because he still always says, what's for dessert? He wants a dessert. And I thought, well, it's still fruit, isn't it? If he wants custard on those, we do have some custard still in the cupboard, and they were 47p. And I don't think there's anything wrong with canned vegetables and fruit nutritionally. I don't particularly like the taste of canned vegetables other than sweet corn, which I think is good, just chucked into everything again. I'm not keen on the tinned peas or anything like that. Canned beans obviously are fine. I've also bought Mandarin Segments for 49p, and they might be good for the end of the week when I'm running low on fruit, and I can stick some of those on my muesli or my porridge. Again, you can't say this is unprocessed. It is processed green pesto, but this is good, I find, when I haven't got a lot of time. I can just fry up maybe some peppers and mushrooms, mix it into whole wheat pasta with this, and that's a really quick dinner. So today that's probably what I'm going to have, because when I finished videoing this, I am going to go and start my upcycling project and do some painting. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that inside or out because it's really, really hot today, and I think if I start it outside I might regret it. So whilst I was out, I had to put some clothing and bits and pieces into the charity shop, and so while I was in the charity shop, so of course I had to have a look around. I am shopping for Christmas. I know it's only July, but because I'm only buying second hand, I am keeping my eyes open now, because you can't just get to November and think I've got to buy all my Christmas presents second hand. So I thought I am looking all the time for things like that. So I spent £11, again I don't know if you can see that, in my local cat rescue shop, which is the nearest one to me and also my favourite. It's really not expensive at all. So I started with some little ivy leaf side plates for £1. There were 4. And I thought, I've got a green dresser in the kitchen, and it's a bit of a mishmash of bits of china of different colours. So I thought I might kind of unify it a little bit. So I think they'll go on the dresser. That dresser is going to be another recycling project because that needs repainting at some point. I bought a towel. How much did they charge me for the towel? I think it was £1. Yeah, £1. Just because it was in really good condition. We have all blue towels in our bathroom, and I thought, well, why not? Some of our towels are looking a bit sad. This doesn't look sad. It looks really perfectly nice. And it was a whole £1. So you can't go wrong with that, can you, really? This is probably going to be a gift. It's a really nice kind of ethnic large vase in really good condition. And again, it was only £1. So you can't go wrong. It's got says Traveller Tribal Living Lizard Drum Vase. I think that's really good for £1. Excuse me, the hay fever's hitting. These are going to go in my daughter's, well, either in her Christmas presents or possibly birthday. Sorry, just had to turn off the video for a minute because I was having a coughing fit. That's how hay fever tends to affect me. I get really congested and then it makes me cough, which is not good when you've got COVID about, because people look at you deeply with deep suspicion. So these are Adidas Leggings. They were £4, so they were the most expensive thing that I bought, but she'll like those and they're in really good condition, so they're going to go in the present box for her. And for myself, I won't wear them at the moment, it's too flipping hot, but I just saw these pyjamas, and what did they charge me for those? They charged me £3. I don't know why they charged me £3. Oh, I guess they charge, I don't know, maybe that's because they consider them 2 pieces, but it's a pair of pyjamas, just some kind of Disney Bambi pyjamas. They'll do for the winter in my size. I didn't realise they were £3 actually. I probably wouldn't have bought them for that, but still, it's not exactly crazy money, is it? And this is a brand new white t-shirt, because you know you always need a white t-shirt, don't you? And that was only £1. It was only £8.99 new actually. It's H&M, but you can't go wrong, this say for £1. So I got that in the charity shop as well, and that is pretty much my shopping for the day, or for the week I should say really. I tend to do it all in one go. When Archie's out of the way with Justin, he has awful separation anxiety and can't be left home alone at the moment, so one of us has to have him all of the time, unless we're just going out for about half an hour tops, and then we will leave him because we're trying to build him up to coping by himself. This is the problem with having a lockdown dog, isn't it? They've never been by themselves. We got him in February, lockdown started in March, and he's never known anything other than us just here all the time and not really going out and having anywhere to go without him. So we are where we are. That's something we're working on. Anyway, so that's my haul for today. I will put my meal plan below again and let you know what we're eating this week. I've really enjoyed eating plant-based. I think shopping's easier, it's cheaper, it makes you feel good knowing you're buying all this lovely fresh fruit and vegetables. Cooking is kind of simple, you know, there's no faffing. I'm sticking to quite simple, easy, fresh recipes. I think it being summer and being quite warm helps with that. I guess I would be doing a lot more chopping and cooking and making casseroles and stews and things like that if it was winter. I'd certainly be making a lot of soups. So I've just found it all just easy. I feel quite good. I said in my last video I forgot to actually weigh myself before I began this way of eating, which is a bit stupid. So I only had a rough idea what I weighed. So I don't think I've lost any weight. So I've weighed myself now. At the end of this week, I will weigh myself again, and then I'll see if I've actually lost any weight. I can't believe I haven't. So although I'm eating things like olives and nuts that are quite high in fat, it's good fat, and I'm not eating any biscuits. I've had the odd bit of chocolate. I am having the odd glass of wine. But other than that, I'm just eating loads of fresh fruit and vegetables, which you would think wouldn't have masses of calories. I'm having this bread, of course, but not in great quantity, so my carb intake is quite low. So if I don't lose weight, I'll be really surprised. And if I still don't lose weight eating like this, then I'm not quite sure what to do. I guess I'm going to have to cut back on some of the even healthy snacking just to lose a bit and get back into my size 12s. Anyway, that's it from me for today. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, switch on your notifications, and remember you can always come and join my Facebook group, My Secondhand and Frugal Life, if you want to chat to like-minded people about all things frugal and secondhand. Okay, I'll see you next time. Cheerio.